Peace and light, everyone, and welcome to Mental Health Monday, the first episode for March 2025. The theme of this month's episode is embracing growth and renewal. Happy Mental Health Monday. This is where we nurture our minds, share stories, and inspire hope. The theme for March is all about springing into growth. As we embrace the season of renewal this month, we focus on personal growth, resilience, and self compassion. Just like nature blossoms in spring, it's a gentle reminder that we too can bloom despite life's challenges. In honor of Women's History Month this month, we'll take a moment each week to celebrate the incredible contributions of women to our world. From trailblazers in mental health advocacy to the everyday heroes shaping our lives, their resilience reminds us that growth comes from within. Please note the podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only. It's not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you or someone you know is struggling, please seek support from a licensed mental health professional. Some words of wisdom: growth is not linear. It's a dance of setbacks and breakthroughs. Celebrate your small victories, for they pave the way to greater triumphs. Today's empowering anthem is Rise Up. We want to make sure that we are on a path to growth and leveled understanding of who we are. And so we started today's show off with the track Light the Way. It's from the YouTube music library where all music for this episode is sourced, Beats Avenue. And we'd like to shout out the artist Travis Greene. We'll also be hearing music from Beats Avenue by Marshmello. The track is Be Happy, and we'll hear one of my favorites by Breaking Copyright, non copyrighted music, Saphirios. The track Embrace. Listener shout outs. We're sending gratitude to our listeners this week. I want to give a special thank you and shout out to Sarah in Austin, Texas, for sharing her story of overcoming anxiety. It's a light to so many others. And thank you, James from New York, for spreading the word about our podcast and building this beautiful community. And to all our listeners tuning in from around the globe, you're what makes this space so special. Again, you guys, I want to welcome you to another episode of Mental Health Monday. And as we step into March, we celebrate the arrival of spring, a season that's synonymous with growth and renewal. And this month, we'll explore ways to nurture our mental health, build resilience, and foster personal development. We have an exciting new segment for you. Ask Dr. Jacque, where I will be answering your burning questions from my experience as a licensed professional counselor with over 15 years experience, my experience as a certified mental health coach, as an ordained minister and certified spiritual counselor. So if you have any burning questions, we'll be able to dive in during that segment. But let's say a short prayer before we begin. Most High, we come before you as humbly as we know how, asking you to lead us in a state of cultivating a growth mindset. And we lift up those who are all facing challenges, whether mental, psychological, or spiritual, or maybe something physical. We ask that those people be covered and you provide them out of your goodwill, your grace, and your mercy. And let us all come together in a unified fashion as we realize that mental health is just as important as physical health. And continue to use me to do the things that you have called me to do that align with your will. Ashe and amen. So, you guys, before I move forward, I want to share that on the Sunday boost, we have been going through the book of the Psalms in the Christian Bible, and we're focusing on Psalm 25 throughout the year 2025. And so we'll be wrapping up our study by middle June 2025. And since I've been studying the scripture that goes along with each episode of the Sunday Boost, I've started delving into some videos and some movies that correlate with some of the themes that are being discussed. And I just revisited the book of Samuel, where Saul was chosen to be king, and Saul didn't line up with what it was that God told him to do after he fought the Amalekites. They took some of the booty, or Saul's is his Saul was a commander of the army as well as a king, and his men just shared up all the spoils of the Amalekite. Saul took the cannibal king of the Amalekites and just put him on display, and with that he broke what God had told him to do. God told him to go over and take that land and get rid of all the people during war. I mean, we can't. War is nasty. It's mean. People end up getting killed. A lot of lives end up getting lost. But God, in essence, told them, don't take anything. Just get rid of those Amalekites. They were cannibal people. They were eating people. It was horrible what they were doing to the people back then. But Saul broke the covenant with God by not following the commands, by taking some of those spoils or the riches of those people and putting that Amalekite king on display instead of getting rid of him, what Samuel did. Samuel, the seer, the prophet of God, did not play. He told Saul, you messed up, dude. You have not did what God has called you to do. And with that, your kingdom, it shall be taken from you. And God is going to give it to someone else who will deserve it. And God did just that. Saul went kind of, when God took a spirit from him, in our day, we say, oh, they're mental. I mean, he started seeing things. He started seeing visions, being afraid and attacking his wife and other people. But God's spirit was no longer with him. And with that, he was being tormented. And God knew about that. But David is the new king who Samuel and his protege, Eli, had to go and seek out. David, the little shepherd boy, who was cold when it comes to the sling. You know, David is the one that got rid of Goliath. And so, in studying the story of Saul and the story of David, and now I'm at the point to where David has just been anointed, and it was amazing the anointing of David. I'm just imagining it, but I found a movie that's on Amazon that's about David, and you guys should check it out. It's a really good movie. Whoever, I forget the name of the person who is producing the movie and directing it, but they do an excellent job. And just the show of how when the Spirit of God left Saul, it was so touching. It was like I could feel it myself. And then it shows how the Spirit of God entered into David after Samuel anointed him to be the next king. And it was amazing. And so I shared that to say personally, I feel strongly that to cultivate a growth mindset, a mindset that is focused on God. In whatever way that you worship God. I'm not indoctrinating anyone to be any type of religion or spirituality, but for those of us who have a relationship with the Most High, to cultivate a growth mindset is a priority. I know it is for me. And so when I'm growing and continuously studying and researching and trying to do what I can to apply from the past to my present and grooming myself for the future, a lot of resources come into play. And so we're going to dive into today's episode, Cultivating a Growth Mindset. This is segment one. And in our first segment, we're discussing the importance of cultivating a growth mindset, embracing challenges, learning from mistakes, and persisting in the face of setbacks. These are keys to personal growth. For example, if you face a difficult project at work and initially fail, reflect on the skills you developed and the knowledge you gained. Setting a personal growth goal could be as simple as committing to learn a new skill or hobby this month. Some examples are reflecting on how you overcame a challenging situation in the past and what you learned from it. Or set a goal to read one book about personal development this month. Here are some resources. Mindset: The New Psychology of Success by Carol S. Dweck. TED Talk: The Power of Believing That You Can Improve by Carol Dweck. Segment two: Building Resilience. Next up, let's talk about building resilience. Emotional resilience helps us bounce back from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook. One way to build resilience is through mindfulness practice. For instance, spending just 10 minutes a day on mindful breathing can help you stay grounded. Creating a resilience toolkit might include items like a journal, stress balls, or a list of supportive friends you can call. Some examples are practicing deep breathing exercises for 10 minutes each morning, or try creating a list of positive affirmations to read daily. Here are some resources. The Resilience Factor: Seven Keys to Finding Your Inner Strength and Overcoming Life's Hurdles by Karen Rivick and Andrew Shate. Or Headspace: It's an app for guided meditations. Segment three: Spring Cleaning Your Mind. Spring is a perfect time for mental declutter. Our third segment focuses on the benefits of clearing out negative thoughts and habits. Identify thoughts that no longer serve you, like self doubt or negative self talk, and replace them with positive affirmations. For example, if you often think, I'm not good enough, replace it with, I am capable and strong. Or create you a plan to maintain a positive mental environment by incorporating daily journaling meditation. Here's an example. Write down three thoughts that are negative that you often have and challenge their validity. Challenge those negative thoughts. Challenge whether or not they are right. Or you can try practicing a 5-minute gratitude meditation each evening. Some resources: The Life Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing by Marie Kondo. This applies to both physical and mental decluttering. And the Calm app. This app is for relaxation and mindfulness exercises. Moving right along into segment four: Nurturing Relationships. This is our final segment, and here we are emphasizing the importance of nurturing relationships. Strengthening our connections with loved ones can greatly enhance our mental well being. Plan meaningful activities with friends and family, like a game night or a picnic, and practice active listening by giving your full attention during conversations and showing empathy. Strong relationships provide emotional support and can improve our resilience. Here are some examples. Schedule a weekly phone call with a friend or family member, or try planning a fun outing with loved ones, such as a hike or a visit to a museum. Some resources: The Five Love Languages. The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman, and meetup.com to find local groups and activities. I want to give a music attribution shout out to Deep Instrumental Worship Music for the track Peace. Now let's dive into the Ask Dr. Jacque column segment. And so I have gotten a few questions, you guys. And so now it's time for our brand new segment, Ask Dr. Jacque, where our listeners and viewers send me questions and I will answer them either from my experience as a licensed professional counselor or my current certifications as a mental health coach and spiritual counselor or an ordained minister. And so, question number one, Dr. Jacque, how can I maintain a growth mindset when I feel stuck in a rut? My answer is feeling stuck is a common experience, but there are ways to reignite your growth mindset. First, remind yourself of past challenges you've overcome and how they contributed to your growth. Set small, achievable goals and celebrate your progress. And lastly, seek out new learning opportunities and embrace the idea that growth often comes from discomfort. Question number two, what are some practical strategies to build emotional resilience? Building emotional resilience involves a combination of mindfulness, self care, and support systems. Practice mindfulness techniques such as meditation and deep breathing to stay present. Prioritize self care activities that recharge you. And don't hesitate to reach out to friends, family, or mental health professionals for support. And remember, resilience is built over time, so be patient with yourself. Question number three, how can I effectively spring clean my mind and let go of negative thoughts? What I say is spring cleaning your mind starts with self awareness. Identify the negative thoughts and beliefs that hold you back. Challenge these thoughts by questioning their validity and replacing them with positive affirmations. Engaging in activities like journaling, meditation, or talking to a therapist can also help you process and release negativity. Create a daily practice of nurturing positive thoughts and habits. That's a wrap for the first part of today's episode. Able to focus and really align ourselves with the growth mindset. And if we need some help, there's nothing wrong with us reaching out, asking someone to give us some help. All right. So as we wrap up, here's a word of wisdom for the week. Growth is the only evidence of life. Embrace the journey of self improvement and celebrate every small step moving forward. And for those of you who like affirmations and you like journal prompts, I have some affirmations that I want to share with you today for today's show. And then we are going to go ahead on and wrap up. So if you're ready, I'll give you a minute to grab your pen and paper and you can write these affirmations and journal prompts down. All righty then. So let's dive into today's affirmations for growth and resilience. There are five, and if you all would like all five, I'm only going to read three. So if you like all five of them, just hit me up, leave me a email or a message on Clubhouse. You can make a comment in regards to you're wanting the worksheet as well, and the affirmations and the journal prompts on YouTube or Rumble once I complete the video that I will be posting. And again, you can always shoot your email to me and I'll get it to you. And so the three affirmations are: I am capable of growing through every challenge I face. Each day, I nurture my mind, body, and soul with kindness. And number three, I embrace progress, not perfection. Today's journal prompts, there are five. I'll read two. Reflect on growth. What are three ways you've grown this month, no matter how small? And celebrate resilience. Write about a challenge that you have faced recently. What strengths did you overcome in yourself? And today's call to action, this is really, really the fun part. Invite your friends to join you, connect and share. Encourage other people to share their growth stories and you share yours. You can do this on social media and use a hashtag like hashtag spring into growth. You want to celebrate each other's milestones. And the daily growth reminder. I challenge you guys to set aside 10 minutes each day this month to focus on growth and a mindset of growing. And try some community engagement, you guys. Suggest to your family and friends that you form a support group, whether it's online or in person. And with that said, you guys, we are getting ready to roll on up out of here. Again, please note that the advice and information provided in this episode are for educational purposes only and do not replace professional mental health care. Always consult with a qualified mental health professional for professional or personalized support. I want to give a special thanks to YouTube for allowing me to use the music from its non-copyrighted music library. Shout out to Breaking Copyright Non-Copyright Music, Beats Avenue, and Deep Instrumental Music for the beautiful tunes that accompany our episodes. Thank you, listeners. I give you guys a big shout out again. Everybody, Sarah from California, Jake from New York, and all the people around the world who inspire me to continue to create the shows. And here's a resource list for you guys: The Mindset, The New Psychology of Success by Carl L. Dweck, The Resilience Factor, Seven Keys of Finding Your Inner Strength and Overcoming Life's Hurdles by Karen Rebick and Andrew Shate, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing by Marie Kondo, The Five Love Language, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman, TED Talk, The Power of Believing That You Can Improve by Carol Dweck, Headspace app for guided meditation, the Calm app for relaxation and mindfulness exercises, and meetup.com to find local groups and activities. So check them out. You can check out TED Talk on growth mindset and resilience, online courses on personal development, local sports groups and workshops, and journaling prompts for self reflection. I want to thank you guys for joining us on this journey of growth and renewal. And remember to send in your questions for the Ask Dr. Jackie segment. We can't wait to see you next Monday for another enriching episode of Mental Health Monday. Join us this Wednesday for the Midweek Boost, where I share midweek energizing tips to help those of us who get that slump on the hump day to get over it. Until then, and don't forget to join us on Fridays for Enchanted Echoes, where we delve deep into the occult sciences, and on Sunday for the Sunday Spiritual Booth, where we delve into religious and spirituality. Until then, take care, Stay mentally healthy and take care of yourself and others. Jackie signing off. Peace and light.